Well, a warm welcome back to Changzhou and our continuing coverage on second round day of the Victor China Open, part of the HSBC BWF World Tour. And that's what you've seen so far. 3 matches all in straight games, although that second match was a little bit closer than a 2-love game scoreline would suggest. We're moving on to some women's doubles now. We're going to see the 4 seeds from China, Chen and JIA, up against the STOEVA sisters from Bulgaria, unseeded, but only ranked just outside the top 10. And here's the way the women's doubles draw is panning out. That second to bottom match is the one that we'll be watching, and the winners will play the 7th seeds, Du and Lee, who came through in straight games against the Canadians Honderich and Sai a little earlier on. Matsumoto and Nagahara, as ever, the pair to beat. As we welcome the players on court, and we can also welcome Morten Frost to the commentary box. Morten, from the STOEVA sisters' point of view, this is obviously a tough ask against a pair ranked in the top 4 in the world. But they've had a few results, eye-catching results of late, and if anything else, it's really good experience against such an established pair.
Yes, I agree with you. It's actually a rematch of last year's quarterfinal at the China Open. And the STOEVA sisters, they actually won 21-19 in the 3rd game. So they are not unused to situations like this, but I would say that they've been out of competitive badminton since April, where they had a dispute with the Bulgarian Badminton Association, and the first time they played since April there was the World Championship in Basel. So this is a tough ask, as you say. They've been out for quite a while and they have to get back into it. So it's a very big stage for them to play such a good pair here in China Open.
Yeah, and go back a bit further actually. It's also a rematch of the 2017 Swiss Open final, which the Chinese pair won. As we look at Chen there, who's 22 now. World Championship gold, these two, a couple of years back. Actually, Chen also won a silver in the mixed doubles that year. Playing with Che Yifan, same age. Asian Games champions. They've won 32 of 39 matches this year, and in 2019 they've already taken down another of the Super 1000 events. That was the All England, and they won the Super 750 tournament, the Malaysia Open as well. So that just gives you an idea of how big an ask it is for these two sisters. That's their progression yesterday. No problems at all against Chow and Lee in barely half an hour in straight games. So the STOEVA sisters, that's Gabriella, who's the older of the two. She actually made her international debut a decade ago. Very, very young. They've won a lot of titles, but nothing above a Super 100 event. Although they are the European Games champs from way back in 2015. Also won a European Championship gold last year, and they got to a couple of finals, including the French Open, and that's a Super 750. So we know they've got ability. Had a real battle with the Thais, Kitty Therakul and Prajongjai in the last round. Came through in 3 games. What's the hardest thing, as we look at chair umpire Cody Leach, what's the hardest thing, Morten, when you've been out of competitive badminton for a long time, whether it's through a political dispute, as if here, or an injury? What's the hardest thing getting back into the groove?
I think it's to gain your competitiveness, to get that edge back, being able to play the sharp shots at the right time. That's what really is a very tricky situation, and that's where we have to see whether the sisters have got that. However, I must say that beating Kitty Harako and Prajongjai yesterday was a very, very fine win. The two Thailand players, they won the Chinese Taipei tournament just the other week, and in that final they beat Kim and Kong from Korea. So that was a very, very fine win by the Thailand pair. So chances are that they are possibly back to their best.
Well, we're about to find out, because they're surely going to be given a tough test here. It's a very natty pair of shoes that Chen's got there. You could go out cycling at night and be seen in those, I reckon. Place in the quarterfinal at stake then in the women's doubles.
Service over, 1, love.
Well, nonchalantly put away. Silence throughout the arena, because clearly the home fans are on the side of the Chinese pair.
3, love. Service over, 1.
A little bit of noise tells you they're on the board.
I think that one was going out.
Me too.
Yeah.
She was going to leave it, then she changed her mind.
But it's such a strong formation when Stephanie is at the back and Gabriella at the front, because Stephanie's attack from the back is very, very strong. She's got a hard smash. Oh, that was out as well.
Yeah. So that's 2 already. That was Gabriella.
Yeah, but the interesting thing was Stephanie, the string was broken, and it left Gabriella to fend for herself on the court, and the smash she played was actually deflected from the net court, which was obviously creating an outright winner. So no need for Stephanie to be back on court.
So with new weapon.
And this is where we see Jia Fan. I think her left hand is very, very good. And the way she's moving forward, smashing cross court here, is one of her absolute good weapons. And we will see a lot more of that as the match progresses.
No touch on the racket, so point for the Chinese.
4, all. Change.
And the interception there by Gabriella STOEVA was really, really good.
5.
So far, Stephanie STOEVA here smashing, but she's been smashing straight down the center most of the time. But because of the power she's playing with, it means that the reply that's coming is very easy for Gabriella to predict.
Well, at the moment, it seems as though the Bulgarians have got the greater weight of shot. It doesn't always translate into winning the match, but...
Yeah, but you wait until Jia Fan is starting to opening up, because she's got a very, very good variety of shots as well. I'm sure that the two Chinese are just going to settle in, and then we will see how good they are. Last year, 2018, as you mentioned, they won the Asian Games, but that was the only tournament, the whole of 2018, that the Chinese pair won. But this year, they got much more a good start where, as you mentioned, won the All England, the Malaysian Open and the Asian Championship. So they are much more into it this year than they were last year.
Yeah, and they're still both only 22, so there was obviously more potential to come from them.
They're usually very, very good rising to the occasion.
What a great start for the Bulgarians. Once again, the power of Stephanie STOEVA back of the court. Too much for the Chinese to cope with.
Yeah, this time she was choosing to play an angle, and I think that was a clever choice. The STOEVA sisters are playing slightly with the drift, which means that when they leave shots on the back line, their own back line, they have to be absolutely sure, because the drift might keep it in, as what we just saw here. And that's good. That's the first time we see Chen really checking into this match on top of the net here, playing a decisive winner. It's good to see. And once again going for the angle. And once again it was directed towards Chen. But it looks like the STOEVA sisters are back into it after their long rest on the international scene, having won that first match yesterday and now having a very good start here, 9-6 up.
Late decision and a good decision. And a much needed point to stop the rock.
7-10.
Starting to enjoy this a bit more.
Very good smash here by JIA. What's so good about her smash is the steepness of her smash. First she's playing it towards the chest, and this one here very, very steep. That's a very nice variation there from JIA. And she's the key to the partnership. When she's at her best, the partnership is really, really strong.
Very quickly onto that as well, and that's 3 points in a row now. After the lightning start the Bulgarians made.
Chen is more the steady part in the Chinese partnership, where when JIA is playing well, the partnership is really able to rise to the occasion. They have to watch out for the length here. Second time Stephanie STOEVA is playing that one long on the back line.
Change.
Have to watch out for that tiny drift. But it's enough. It's about 2 inches, that's all. It's nothing.
So they turned it round, but it's still a slender lead at the mid-game interval for Chen and JIA.
Yeah, that's a lovely comeback. They were 9-6 down before, now 11-10 up.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven, 10. Play.
A lot to be said for subtlety, and that was a
12.
really delicate touch at the net. A shake of the head from Stephanie STOEVA. So that makes it 7 points in a row.
And now the match is developing a lot more like what I anticipated from the beginning, because these STOEVA sisters are quite a defensive combination. They like to play defensive, lifting from side to side. Of course, as we've seen, Stephanie is a hard hitter, but I had expected the Chinese combination of Chen and Jia Fan to be the commanding in this match and the leaders and going on the attack. And it's happening more and more here now as the first game progresses.
Service over. 12, 14.
Yet another flies beyond the back line.
15-12.
Just can't afford to hemorrhage points against pair ranked 4 in the world.
Service over. 13, 50.
Yes, it's a very, very close contest in the top of the world ranking of women's doubles. When you look at the Chinese pair here, Chen and JIA, they won twice against the reigning world champions, Matsumoto and Nakahara. Just this year, when they won the All England final, they beat them, and when they won the Asian Championship final, they also beat that Japanese pair.
Yeah, they're going to be the pair to beat here as well, seeded 1.
And that's a lovely, lovely angle. What a shot there by Jia Yifan. And this is what I like, her creativity, how she's able to finish this one. Look at this, finding the gap. That was really well played. And look at that wonderful celebration there.
Absolutely magnificent shot. And they're well in the ascendancy now in this opening game. Having had a ropey old start, they were 10-6 down, remember, on stage.
It seems a little bit tough for Stephanie STOEVA here to find her bearings, find her spacious awareness on court. She's left a few on the back line herself and missed judgment, and on the other end she's been playing them too long when she's lifting.
Well, it's become a bit of an onslaught now from the two Chinese.
19-13.
Hard to see at the moment how sisters are going to be able to fight back, certainly in this opening game. A delightful touch again, and it sets up 7 game points.
20, game point 13. Out. Service over.
Well, I guess if you're going to do that, do it when you're
20.
20-13 up.
Yeah, there's more room for it.
Shouldn't matter. In the end, the scoreline looks comfortable enough. Maybe it doesn't quite tell the story because they had to come from 10-6 down, but certainly in the latter half of that game, they were way the superior pair. First blood then to the Chinese.
1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game, love all, play.
So can the Bulgarian sisters find a way to turn this match round?
Service over. 1, love.
2号场地即将进行的是混合双打，由来自中国的郑思维、王雅琼，对阵德国的塞德尔、埃弗勒。
Court 2, mixed doubles. 郑思维、王雅琼 from China versus Marlon Seider, Linda Eckler from Germany.
裁判员麦兰月、越南，花式裁判周雨娥，中国。
Umpire Mai Long Yin, Vietnam. Service judge Jiao Yu'e, China.
Service over. 2, 1.
The Chinese pair went into a very rough patch at the end of last year after having won the Asian Games. They got to the quarter-final of this edition of this tournament last year, but after that they lost the second round in the Denmark Open, the first round in the French Open, the second round in the Fuzhou China Open, and first round in Hong Kong Open. So 4 tournaments they did not pass the second round at the end of last year. So it was a big surprise when they rose to the occasion and won the All England in March this year, just showing that they were back on track. And I think one of the reasons for that was the fact that JIA Fan was now injury-free. She had a problem with her left wrist for quite a while.
3, 2.
Nothing wrong with that wrist. Those shots.
Service over. 3.
Absolute
all.
deathly silence when Bulgarians win a point.
Yeah. So the fun fact of the day maybe also is that Chen was the biggest money earner in 2017. She was #1 in the world in the women's doubles with JIA Fan, and she was #1 in the world with her mixed doubles partner at the time, Zheng Siwei. So those two combined made her the biggest money earner of 2017 in World of Badminton.
Five, 3. Out.
And as we all know, the partnership of Zheng Siwei and Chen was dissolved at the end of 2017, and the new partnership of Zheng Siwei and Huang Yachong saw the daylight, and what a partnership that has been
6,
ever since.
4. Change.
First chance she got, she took.
5, 6.
Amazing how often you see that shot right between the two opponents. Very effective place to put it.
Well,
it was a bit of a gamble, I guess. It didn't pay off because they were both
7,
front of the court.
5.
Yeah, but this is a very adopted style by the two sisters. They like to stand there side by side defending, but what they're very good at is to move the opponent from side to side on the back line, and that's putting them out of balance. Good interception here by Gabriella. We saw that on the very, very first point in the opening game where she did the same.
Well, the second game following a similar pattern to the first, the Bulgarians with a little bit of an advantage. Weren't able to hang on to it. First game.
It's over. Six, 8.
Good placement there by Stephanie STOEVA. On the forehand
9,
side, down the
6.
line on JIA Fan. She was very committed to her backhand defense.
Well, that's two in the last few points that Chinese pair have let go and have landed well in.
Out.
Not the first time she's done that either.
7, 9. Service over. Ten, 7.
Not much you can do against that.
Now that's perfection.
Well, it was the Chinese
11,
that blinked
7,
first,
interval.
and they're 4 points down now at the interval.
I think the sisters from Bulgaria has been really clever lately to direct a lot of work to JIA Fan.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So just going back to my comment there, is that, of course, the two sisters here, they want to make this a physical battle as much as possible. So despite the fact that JIA Fan is perhaps the technical best of the two Chinese players, she's also the one that physically is tiring first. So if they want to make it physical, they have to perhaps get JIA Fan a little bit tired, and perhaps more mistakes are creeping into her game.
Well, let's see if they persist with that tactic. This was about the stage of the first game where the comeback occurred from 3 or 4 points down.
8, 11.
Turn again.
9, 11.
Good play there by Chen. That block shot cross court was really cleverly played. Found the gap nicely.
10, 11.
It's amazing what momentum can do in this game. All of a sudden,
11.
Bulgarians look vulnerable again, having played pretty well in the first half of this game. Try and recapture that, and quickly. Game can move away from you very fast.
And that's good to see Chen being proactive here, going in and score the point at the front of the court by setting it up very nicely with a good drive down the line first.
Read the serve and capitalised. With the help of a net ball.
That's 5 in a row now. 8, 11 down they were.
And once you lose that rhythm, as the STOEVA sisters have, it's fiendishly difficult to get it back.
And that's a good, tight, spinning net shot here from Chen.
11.
Try to have a look at this one, just clipping the top of the tape. Not much Stephanie can do about that one. Well played.
Amazing, isn't it? 5 minutes ago, the momentum was all with the sisters, and now it's completely switched around. And these are quick points as well. So look up at the board and 5 points away from losing.
Yeah, that's what the drift is doing. Just kept it in. Chen was very sure that was going long on the back line.
Leave it, leave it.
And then suddenly she realizes.
16.
At least he found it funny. It was kind of an afterthought. I'll just have a swing at it. See, good to see they can see the funny side.
That's out.
It's over. 17, 12.
3号场地即将进行的是混合双打，由来自韩国的徐成宰、蔡友斌对阵来自
Oh, it was a pity because it was a wonderful angle set up by Zhang Yifan. A pity from the Chinese press point of view, as the Bulgarians won't mind.
From Indonesia.
The comeback's got to be now, really.
Umpire Cai Hongjie, China. Service judge Li Wei, China.
And it's good to see that Chen is doing her work from the back line here, from the back of the court, setting up partner very nicely. Good to see.
Service over. 14-18.
Angled away into the empty court. And just a couple more points to secure progression for the number 4 seeds. Six match points now.
20, match point 14. Service over, 15, 20.
Very frustrating way to lose with the net core, but I think Gabriela and Stephanie STOEVA will understand they were beaten by the better pair. Although they had opportunities in both games, they led in both, but in the end, the strength of the number 4 seeds came through. 21-15
Match one
in
by
both
Chen,
games.
JIA, Yifan, 21-15, 21-15.
Maybe feel a bit guilty when you win a match in that fashion, but they've done more than enough to justify it. And in pretty quick time, too. Just 37 minutes on court for that victory. Up next, we've got the Olympic champion, Chen in just a couple of minutes.